Dell's iconic XPS laptop design, with its solid silver shell and carbon fiber keyboard deck, first set the bar for premium consumer clamshell Windows laptops back in 2015, and the line has been at or near the front of its field ever since, often occupying one or more spots on our best Ultrabooks list. While I still miss the presence of USB ports on this latest iteration of the big screen XPS 17, it's still one powerful, generally pleasing machine, which Dell has updated to support the latest components from Intel and Nvidia. The 3840x2400 touchscreen on the configurations we tested adds $300 to the asking price, but it's a bright, colorful screen that's great for doing some graphics work on the go or kicking back to binge your favorite shows on your downtime. And the battery life is long enough that you should be able to do a bit of both before having to reach for your charger. Design. On the one hand, the XPS 17 looks and feels like a cross between a classic sports car and a tank with its iconic, rigid silver aluminum shell and carbon fiber interior deck. But the visual design is not only the same as the model we looked at last year, but also quite similar to XPS laptops, going all the way back to 2015, so it's generally good as it looks and feels. The XPS 17 no longer feels fresh or exciting. Also, the port selection feels unnecessarily limited in its lack of USB. The left edge houses a lock slot and two Thunderbolt 4 ports, while on the right lies a headphone jack, a full-size SD card slot, and two more Thunderbolt 4/USB-C ports. In fact, these are the same ports as the ones on the smaller Dell XPS 15. A small dongle is included, which gives you access to a USB and HDMI port for the sake of sacrificing one of the Thunderbolt 4 ports. Granted, 4 speedy and versatile Thunderbolt ports, which also can be used to charge the laptop, is more than you get with most laptops. But with all the unused space on the edges of the laptop, there's clearly room for a pair of USBs. At least one would be nice so you don't have to carry a dongle with you most of the time. I have to think most creatives still have USB-based accessories they'd like to plug directly into their laptop. We tested Dell's XPS 17 9720 with a 12th Intel Core i7 12700H CPU, 32GB DDR5 4800 MHz RAM, 1 TB of PCIe 4.0 SSD storage, and an although not strictly a gaming rig, the RTX 3060 certainly gives it enough graphical muscle to play modern games, which we'll touch on later. During our Geekbench test, the 2022 XPS 17 beat its competition on the multi-core portion with a score of 13,714, leaving the 2021 model in the dust, while delivering a moderate defeat to the 16-inch max-powered MacBook Pro, which scored 12,683 on the same test. Apple's ARM-based laptop, though, held the lead on the single-core test, with its 1,781 eclipsing the XPS 17 9720's 1,670 score on the same test. In our Handbrake test, the XPS 17 9720 was less impressive, taking 6 minutes and 40 seconds to transcode our 4K video to 1080p. That was better than last year's XPS 17 721, but Gigabyte's Core i7 12700H powered Aero 16 did better, taking 5:43 on the, and the 16-inch MacBook Pro was significantly faster here, taking just 4:48 to transcode our test video. Display. The display on the Dell XPS 17 doesn't sport any fancy tech like OLED or quantum dots, but it still looks quite good. Dell rates it for 500 nits of brightness and 100% of Adobe's RGB color gamut, and as we'll soon see in testing, it either gets close to or bests those claims. This isn't when I use the laptop to catch up on Star Trek Strange New Worlds. The yellow, blue, and red of the characters' uniforms looked bold, and the void of space was satisfyingly black while still delivering detail in the dark away mission scenes. The XPS 17 screen can't quite outshine the MacBook Pro in terms of brightness. Our light meter pegged the Dell display at 466 nits, which is on par with the 464 nits of last year's model and well ahead of the 366 of the Gigabyte Aero 16. But Apple's competing 16-incher with a mini LED display was a bit brighter at 501. Thank you everyone for watching us till the end. It would be a great pleasure for us if you were a little help with this video. Comment us below.